Alright guys, hello and welcome back to the next episode of our F1M24 Career Mode Season 3 in 2026, where if you guys watched the live stream earlier last month in March, we live streamed it with a new PC, and we're back on the grind. We're back into our upload schedule that I wanted to get back into. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the live stream and checked out some of the highlights that I pushed out from that live stream. If you guys want to check it out now, it will be on the top of the screen there for you. As we get into this next race, we're going to do the same as we did last season. We're going to be doing three races an episode, and we're going to choose one of those three to manually do. And since my engine components, or not engine components, my car development parts, my design and research, they won't be ready by the time we get to Jeddah. We're going to go ahead and simulate Jeddah and then upgrade the car with the new parts for the next race, which will be Qatar, and then we'll simulate Mexico City for the rest of the episode. And I did check the R&D chart on the F1 database, which is in the description. There is a browser source. I forgot to put the browser website on there. I apologize, but there is one. You can just look it up, and you can choose whether or not you're using F1 Manager 24 or F1 Manager 25. And we're going to be on the bottom of the list, next to Williams, and I believe it was because it was us, Williams, and I think it was Haas. I could be wrong, but Mercedes is not, is pretty down there. But McLaren is leading the R&D chart, even though they're sitting in 4th right now. We're sitting up at 6th with 11 points, 4 points from the last race from Frederick Besti, and then Oliver Behrman sitting at 1 point from, I believe, the sprint race or the second race of the last episode / live stream. But we went around and changed some development stuff for Behrman to hopefully see some improvement, because I did scout out some drivers to possibly force the end of his contract in the scouting part of it, and any other things for behind the scenes. We are refurbishing some buildings here and there. We want to keep our money at a reasonable amount so we can push car upgrades for the later races. And we're kind of putting ourselves at a challenge here anyways, because we're only we're manually doing one race an episode. So a lot of it's going to be simulated, and that's where most of my time is going to be spent on, is doing the car development and research once we get access to that. Without further ado, we'll go ahead and simulate Saudi Arabia, and we'll see you guys for the results for the first race of this episode. All right, team getting some points on simulation, which is what we want. We didn't get that much last season. 6 points for the team, still sitting in P6. See Vesti scoring some points. Oliver Behrman, still no points for him. P7 for Vesti, P11 for Behrman. He started in, looked like they had a good qualifying. I know Norris gets that win for McLaren. That puts McLaren up in a P3, and it's a Red Bull Ferrari championship battle, while Aston Martin falls behind McLaren. Did we get a fastest pit stop? Yes, we did. We got 4th and 5th for 2 point. Okay, training is coming in handy. 2.16, 2.13, very fast pit stop, right up there with the other teams. 1 million. He didn't get his bonus. Okay, his bonus is 14th or higher. He still lost money there. I don't know what's going on with that. Well, we did put some parts on Behrman's car. It just didn't seem like it helped us out at all. Swap out some side pods, rear wing, and suspension. You see, Behrman's car has mostly all of the second iteration of parts, where Bestie still doesn't have any. Board attendant, positive. And we did have a regulation vote. I voted for the moderate or minimal. Looks like everybody voted for moderate. So, oh. So this was the original. Went with minimal, but seems like everybody's going with moderate. Try to even out the field, looks like. Yeah, Audi, Porsche, Golf, Williams, Andretti, Cadillac, Red Bull, and Ferrari for those. Research period begins. I won't bore you guys with that, but we will be doing that behind the scenes. I'm gonna look at the period. Research. ATR period begins on the 27th after the Qatar Grand Prix. So I don't know if I have any. I don't think I have any left for. No, I don't. We'll just wait till the next ATR period. Tire preservation. Oh boy. On car 1. Kind of mixed right there in the field. Looks like. Yes. Really. Low speed, high speed. We need to work on. The tire preservation for 6th. That's gonna be the suspension, I believe. That's yeah. So once we had a plus 11. So once we get another one of that, we'll put that on there, so we can go for longer runs and more likely one stops for that. We got another payment plan or whatever, sponsored plan. That's why we are up on our money. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and simulate through to practice qualifying and get those parts on the cars for both of them, and hopefully they both finish within the points in this race that we will actually be managing this time. So we'll see you guys shortly.
Our calendar brings us to the Middle East this weekend for the Qatar Grand Prix. The Sale International Circuit is a speed demon, fast and flowing with a long main straight, one that's sure to see plenty of overtaking action.
Don't forget, the schedule this weekend sees the drivers take to the track for an all-out sprint race. A good opportunity to clinch some crucial championship points.
There's nothing like a race weekend in Formula One.
All right, here we are at the end of practice 1, and we decided to, along with other people, put two of our 3 reserve drivers in. Teo Porcher, I don't know how to say his name. Fastest on the soft tires, 15 laps. Landon Norris, average. Lindblad, I don't know. We put Colapinto and Tina Hausman in the car. Setups were pretty close. I don't know how car 2 did, but we'll see what we're looking at. 87%, and then she was on the final run. I think that was going to be another 100%. But I don't think they're going to be racing, are they?
Welcome everyone, qualifying for the sprint awaits us, and we're raring to get going.
I hope not. Unless they made that change that I didn't know about. Oh no. Wait, last practice. I was looking at the wrong page. 86% and 100%. Alright. Because Colapinto to run. He took a while for that second iteration. But guess he's pretty spot on. So I'm hoping that cornering and braking are good for Vesti come the end of qualifying, which we'll have to wait and see. Why is my board doing such a pain? It's still jumping around, probably most likely because I don't have a mouse pad to put it on, because my mouse pad that I do have is not under the keyboard. All right. Let's see how these guys do. First times in the car for them this weekend, but I do feel confident with them both having all the parts of the cars. So let's get to it.
And green light.
And people are going out right away. Red Bull, Ferrari. And we did change the livery to the other one with the solid red. A lot of people coming out early. Tsunoda, Alonso, and Verstappen with worn engine components. Alright, let's see how they do here. Dry weather for the weekend. It is Qatar, so don't have to worry about that. A lot of air in front of Vesti, Behrman not so much. Alright. Behrman's going to be coming across first. Setting up their banker laps. Giovinazzi setting the first time with a 129.5. Perez 129.57. 6/10 off the pace for Behrman.
Currently P3.
And Vesti
So that was a good lap.
1.2 off the pace.
Charge
So
on in the
Vesti
box.
might
Charge
have
on
some
box,
issues
box.
here. He doesn't have the 100% setup. We'll have to wait and see. Vesti did have a lot of traffic around him compared to Behrman.
Like a decent lap.
So we'll have to watch out for that on their final run. He had a lot of traffic coming out. Behrman's got a personal best for sector 1. .128 from him, no improvement though.
Okay, currently we're sat P12.
That's not
We
good.
will box at the end of this lap.
Alright, Behrman up next. He's got a lot of open air in front of him. 2 personal bests. Looking to improve. 125.3 on Perez. Good enough for P5 against Verstappen.
Currently P5.
0.05 of a second.
It's looking good at the moment.
Alright, Vesti. See what you can do here. Frank, lock up. Again, Frank is not having a good season. Alright, Joe with a provisional lap of 127.1. 126.0, that's what we want.
Still sat in P1.
Purple sector 3 so far. Behrman's going around these next few corners. STP2, P4 now. Behrman's coming around the final corner. See where he sets up. 127.
Currently P10.
127.1.
That's a very good lap.
126.0. Alright, 2 more personal bests from Behrman. No improvement from Vesti. He's got a good toe from the Aston Martin there at the end. It's going to be into the top 10.
So currently P8.
Vesti
good lap.
P10 right now. No improvements as of yet.
Yeah, copy.
Across the line. No improvement. So we might be in danger here. See where he's at. Sets a provisional pole of 125.5.
Make sure you
Alright.
stay negative on your way.
One 25.5. Hulkenberg's gonna be the next to cross the line. Alright, we couldn't get him across the line in time. So we're starting on P8. That's no time from Fernando Alonso. P8, 9, 10, 11, 12, P8, P12. Not too bad.
We're back, and the action is set to get even better today as the drivers go racing in the sprint.
The prospect of bagging a few extra points is certainly going to spur these teams on to fight competitively and finish in the top spots.
But just who will be the fastest around Losail? We'll find out in today's sprint. We're ready for the sprint here in Qatar. And it's lights out and away we go.
Alright, here we go. SC Behrman, P9, P10. Side by side with Verstappen in the Ferrari. Bestie on the inside of Albon there. Alonso had a pit lane start for changing out components.
Let's take a closer look. Now Alex Albon is part of this. There's the opening. And that's 10th place and up into the points.
I thought we don't get points for sprint. No, we don't get points for a sprint race. Oh, it's top 8. Who's 8? Max? Yeah, because if we're top 10, we'd be Ollie getting points.
So we just have to get head down.
Ooh. They're neck and neck. Who has better pace? I think Vessi might have better pace.
DRS enabled. Okay, mate, so currently we're P11. Gap 0.2. Gap behind 0.4.
Copy.
Keep the pressure on.
Copy.
He didn't give another. Okay, he didn't give loss in that position.
Okay, copy.
That's what I wanted. Because if Vessi has better pace than Behrman, I will play it like that. Because I don't want to do what I did in the live stream where I left it on and he just slows down. Nice sunset there in Qatar. Alright, Behrman made the move against Joe. Back now to P9, P10. We're running pretty good on tire wear.
The tires. And reminder, overtake
Can they
available.
make it to the end?
Copy.
We'll wait a little bit.
Overtake available.
Yeah, copy that.
And we're on par for fuel. Albon holding on a P8 for point.
Lando
right.
Norris with the sprint win. And well done, Lando. You really deserve that win.
And that sprint win was well deserved. On to the Grand Prix now.
All right, we couldn't catch up to Verstappen and Albon. We did close the gap about a second, though. That is a Vesti P9, Behrman P10. That's what we want from our drivers.
Okay, that is the checkered flag.
We managed our tires really well.
Okay, so we finish up P9 there, P9.
Still a good finish. All right, let's get to the main race.
All right, mate, well done. Okay, mate, drinks reminder, and see you back in the office.
The competition out there was certainly tough today, and it leaves many coming away from the sprint empty-handed.
A P9 finish today and lots to think about.
Welcome to qualifying. Let's find out if all that practice will pay off for the drivers.
The session will be divided into Q1, Q2 and Q3. With the slowest 5 drivers eliminated from each period, their best times will determine the grid for the upcoming race.
Now, there's been a bit of talk lately about Oscar Piastri. Karun, how's he been doing?
We saw them set an impressive lap time in practice, so it's a great start as they move into qualifying. But as we all know, a good performance in practice doesn't guarantee success over the rest of the weekend.
Buckle up then, folks. It's almost time for qualifying.
All right, coming off the sprint race, P9, P10 for our drivers. Let's try it again. I think we didn't use a set of soft tires for the feature race. We have 6 sets of softs to use from. Well, actually, why do you not have a set of softs? I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Why do you have an untouched set of socks? Oh no, we'll figure that out later, if it'll. Let's get to it.
Track is green, track is green.
Put them both out in front. Hopefully they're spaced out enough. Yeah, they got plenty of space. It just depends on other traffic. Alright, Behrman crossing the line first. 1:26.9. Vesti up next. 1:25.6, so 1.3 is the gap.
Currently sat in P1.
Here where we stack up against everybody else. Traffic coming out. God damn it. And that's ruined by Hamilton. Behrman's run is ruined by Hamilton. We should have him come back in. Hopefully we can get him back out in time. Get out there, dude. Bestie personal improvement. See where he's at. 124.9 is pole. 125.2 for P4.
P4 currently. Okay, good lap time. Last
That was bullshit. The Hamilton.
lap. Okay, so normal in-lap procedures from here, please.
Should have been a penalty for him. Come on, Behrman. Get across that fucking finish line, dude. God damn it. Ugh. Behrman out in Q1. Thanks to Hamilton. Alright, Vesti coming across the line. Provisional pole will be set to 25.5. Alright. Yeah, 125.57. No improvement.
P6.
P8,
Brilliant
P9,
lap, good job.
P10. And out in Q2, P13. Alright. P13. 19.
Here on the outskirts of Doha, the teams are preparing for the 57 laps of this evening's race.
Formula One first came to Qatar in 2021. Lewis Hamilton managed to pick up the victory, and in doing so claimed Losail as his 30th different Grand Prix winning circuit.
As a desert track, Losail is dusty and challenging. Grip levels are crucial and can change throughout a race weekend or even during a single session. The unique layout demands the highest possible downforce despite being a relatively open track. Welcome to race day, and before we get down to it, last-minute checks are being made. Well, it's great to have you with us, folks, as we settle in for the weekend's Grand Prix action. Many people here and at home are wondering what the Haas driver can do.
Starting in the top 10 is good, but they'll need to play the race really well to not lose places.
But remember, anything can happen in Formula One. We're about to get going here in Qatar. And it's lights out, and away we go.
All right, here we go. What happened to... Oh, I don't know. SCP-14. Baron P20. Gonna be playing the long game, pretty much. We don't have a set of mediums for Behrman. We are on old mediums for Vesti. Who's up with P13? Take a look at tires. Even at them hard. Alright.
Keep the head down.
We'll see how well you can conserve the battery though. Alright, not a great start, but we'll go ahead and sim forward and see what we can do here.
Now we can see what happened. Now this was at turn 1. The opportunity's there. And moves up a place into 19th.
Alright, Behrman trying to work his way up through the grid. Conserving those soft tires really well, actually. They're pretty much on the mark for tire life. ST trying to close in on Sonoda. Norris leading, I guess, for Verstappen. we're gonna go ahead and sim forward once again.
Okay, mate, so overtake isn't available at the moment.
Copy that.
We don't have enough battery.
Copy.
Okay, mate, you okay?
Yeah, all good.
Yellow
And here
flag,
we've got a
Vesty,
yellow
what happened?
flag. And not much that the team can do about that one.
All right. I don't think that's gonna help the tires. The tires are good. Another yellow flag.
Car off there.
Single yellow.
This is gonna be Russell who spun. Van
We've got a
Dorn.
yellow flag here. Everything's all right here. And then the car just goes. In the end, just a helpless passenger.
All right, lap 12 now, and Russell's gonna be the first to pit. Ocon has an issue with their car. Mechanical fault there for the Aston Martin. And this tire strategy is playing the long game pretty much. Behrman and Van Dorn have been fighting. We haven't had any response from the contact. Was under investigation, but nothing else has happened yet. We haven't heard anything back from the stewards, as we're sitting 14 and 15, as everyone's pretty much spaced out a decent amount from each other. So we're just gonna play the long game for this track, and hopefully have enough tire life at the end to go for it. But we'll have to wait and see. So I'm gonna go ahead and simulate to the first pit stop, which will be lap 18.
Status update,
It's
please.
gonna be a double stop from what it looks like. So we'll see what
Closing a
happens.
bit.
How are the
All right,
tyres?
we are losing pace all over the place. Go and pause for a
Copy
second.
that.
Have changed the strategy for Vesty. Where is Vesty on the track? He is. Yeah, Vesty's gonna go ahead and come in lap 18. Which will be here in a second. Should be, at least. Yep. Onto a set of softs. I have 2 more sets of softs. What am I doing? We'll do that after.
Box.
Alright, copy that.
No issue. 2.2 is the stop time.
Fighting pit exit.
Nice. The crew is doing what they need. Aggressive.
Max push.
Pit strat. Alright, here we go. Seawall Health hasn't hit yet. Giovinazzi hasn't hit yet. Ocon and Piastri. So we're right there for the late runners. .23. Another top 10 for pit stop. Vesti P18, Behrman P13. All right. We got to play the long game at this point.
Gap 2.1. Russell just behind. Gap behind
Mercedes
2.4.
are going to get pit more than likely when this Piastri goes in this lap. No. Ocon in. No. All right. We got Vesti P18, Behrman P13. We're going to go ahead and simulate forward to see what happens.
Copy, boss. Okay, I'm entering the pits now.
All right, Vesti coming in for his pit stop to another set of soft tires. Back up to P10, P11. Behrman in the points. He needs it. He only has 1 point. And he's neutral on battery. Okay, who is he fighting? He's got Stroll 8 seconds behind. Running pretty good. No issues. 2.4, a little bit slower. Not too bad. Norris just came into the pits as well. Let's see who's lapped. Hamilton, Jimenez, Gasly, Giovinazzi, Frank. Alright. Norris leading by 16.
Gap
No.
5 seconds. Next car back is Russell.
He had the car issue though.
Gap behind 2
Behrman's
seconds.
gonna be the next
2.0.
driver in 3
Okay,
laps.
so there's 20 laps to go.
I'll do a set of soft tires. Alright, 15 laps to go. Behrman is coming in for his pit stop. Vesti's currently P16. See how well this pit stop goes. I'm not too worried about trying to get points, but it's still early in the season. .441, that's fine.
Focus on reaction time and no full throttle before pit exit.
Where's Van Dorn? Oh, he's right there next
Nice
to
job so
Vesti.
far.
They're fighting for
Currently
position.
P13. So front, you've got Sonoda. Gap 3.5.
But this is what happened. Now we're watching the action closely here. Can they squeeze by? And the overtake is made.
All right. Everybody's at. A lot of hard tire runners to the end of the race. Lap 54, 57, Vesti, Behrman, P11, P12, Lawson just ahead of Vesti. Trying to get into the points. Behrman doesn't look like he's going to be able to catch up, even though we are trying to push him a little bit. Try to save some of that tire life for the end of this race.
Gap 0.6.
But
keep going,
the goal
we're in
right
good
now
place.
is to get Vesti into the points. So we'll see. Yellow flag.
4 laps to go.
Yeah,
Someone
copy
came off. Russell lock up. Turn 7. No safety car. So safety car. Too late now. Would have been nice for this race. Change it to a possible 1-stop, but we did not get that. All right, let's go ahead and sim forward. All right. Lando Norris finishes the race. Lawson Vesti gets to finish out in P10 since he
Okay,
passed
take the
him.
flag.
And Lando Norris finishes at the head of the pack.
Without doubt, a stellar performance. Something that'll be seen as a real highlight this season.
That means Lawson beats out Behrman for P11. Vesti gets to finish out in P10. Very unfortunate for Behrman. Not looking likely for him. But we do need some improvement. Go and finish out this race. Get another 1 point for Vesti.
Carew, what a brilliant drive we just witnessed there.
An outstanding performance today to have made the top 10. Not many would have expected this from the team, to be honest.
It's hugs all round for the team. In fact, they all deserve a pat on the back as well for everything that they've achieved. And after such a fabulous drive here today, it's no surprise to see this man land on the podium.
That's their second win of the season. A brilliant talent who looks so at home on the track.
And that picture right there brings together the podium finishers for the Qatar Grand Prix. Well, Carew, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag here. Some things went their way, but others didn't. I think their main target now will be finding some consistency for sure.
So then, our time in Losail is now up.
We're nearing the end of the season and it's time for some serious heat. Stay with us as Formula One moves to Mexico City.
I do like that they recognize the next track in the calendar, but the location of the track in the season is definitely an issue. Vesti P9 in the standings. Behrman still sitting there in P14 with 1 point. We are sitting in P6 behind Sauber. Ferrari holds on to the lead. McLaren passes Red Bull, and Aston Martin is still hanging around in the back. As we move on to the fastest pit stop, another 10 points for us. That puts us up into 7th. Very strong performance from our pit crew. 0.23 to 0.201. Another million for the driver performance. Burrish building. Rating drop. What? Why did your rating drop? Why did your rating drop? Is it because I didn't put you on the fucking practice session? I don't know. I have no idea. Refurbished, performance loss. Why? For various reasons. Reached later stages of their career. How old is he? 26 and you're already dropping the rating? ATR period. Alright, ATR period starts. That means we're gonna go research and parts. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll see you guys for the results of Mexico. Alright, so here we go with the results for Mexico Grand Prix. Hometown hero Sergio Perez comes away with the win, and teammate Nico Hulkenberg finishes it out P2. Oliver Behrman P13, Vesti P18, 2 laps down. Behrman lap down. Top 4. Everybody else was lapped. Driver standings, Vesti drops down to P10 behind Albon. Oliver Behrman drops down to P15. Van Dorn scoring 12 points in that race. Red Bull comes out on top. McLaren P2, Ferrari drops down to P3. Andretti Cadillac moves up the order behind us by 6 points. 2.113, 2.124. Pit crew's still doing really good. Moves us up P5 for that. We got our bonus. Feeling really good about that result, even though we didn't get any points. But still, sponsor plan was hit. Review 1.3 bonus. Rating improvement. Alright, and we have some information in our inbox that we don't want to share right now. Because we're looking into possibly other drivers to replace Behrman if he does not improve by start of next episode. We'll give him one more chance before we go to Silverstone. We'll give him that simulated race before Silverstone, and then we'll probably spend this money to buy out another driver. So that's pretty much it for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. As we go into the next episode where we get Coda, Silverstone, and Imola, we'll do the same thing that we did here, where we're going to manually do Silverstone and simulate the other two. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.